Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I want to just highlight an article I read yesterday in the Political entitled "Detroit Should Hear from Obama" by Jamal Simmons. In this article, Mr. Simmons mentions the plight of African American dealers and the challenges they face within this niche market. He states African American auto dealers face a particular challenge because GM's plan to cut low-performing auto dealerships will hurt their small ranks significantly if there is not a plan to maintain dealer diversity. According to one dealer and several news reports, many of these businesses were set up in lower-income, higher-risk areas, which make them much more vulnerable in purely quantitative, qualitative evaluation. Minority auto suppliers are in similar jeopardy, and I ask that we submit this article for the record. I strongly believe that minority-owned small businesses in the automotive industry are a very important part of this equation and important to subsequent solution to this crisis. As spending decreases, I, like many others, fear that many of the supplier diversity programming implemented by the bigger auto companies, like GM, are in jeopardy of being cut or severely downsized. Moreover, minority suppliers in particular tend to be highly leveraged business owners who are located in urban environments and often employ minority employees. Their investment permeate throughout urban communities, helping to sustain local economies. In the event that these niche small businesses have to close or downsize, their investments in urban communities will disappear, creating a void in local support and employment. As a representative of an immensely diverse urban district, I'm concerned that minority manufacturers, suppliers, and even dealers will indeed be left out of this discussion and subsequently left out of this part of the solution. In conclusion, it's my hope that in this discussion, and many to follow, we as a collective can come up with solutions that will benefit all the small businesses that are the engines of employment in communities across this nation and who are affected or in danger of being affected by this automobile crisis. So my question is to Mr. Smith and to Mr. Reed. Given my remarks and the fact that you represent over 700 manufacturing companies, Mr. Smith, in your view, has the current market conditions caused a disparate impact on minority suppliers?
You know, the issue with all suppliers, minority, especially, has been since, and we talk about in manufacturing the recession since 2000. And since 2000, over 5 million jobs in manufacturing have been lost, and it's currently we're at a record pace this year. And Dave Bing, who's the new mayor of Detroit, has a business that's very similar to mine, and we have done business over the years together and helped each other out when we're in times of trouble. And I know that he's had his struggles in his business, and we certainly have had ours, and I think we're all in this boat together. I guess what I'm saying is that unless we do something to make sure that the U.S. automotive manufacturing base is strong and can continue on both at GM, Ford, and Chrysler, then minority dealers and minority programs for suppliers won't even matter. We need to make sure that these guys are healthy so they can continue on with the programs that they pioneered decades ago.
I hear you. I think certainly I believe in the rising tide lifts all ships. I just wanted to point out that there oftentimes is a disparate impact because these companies tend to be smaller, located in urban environments where, their consumer base, is something that they rely on as well. Again, with the dealership network, I really can't comment. Mm-hmm. I mean, but in terms of the supplier industry, I think that we've been pretty much in the same boat together.
One of our customers is a minority-owned company in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. 2 years ago, they had 260 employees. They provide component parts for both Ford and GM, headrest components, seat components, door latches, hood latches, trunk latches. They are now down to 60 employees. They are in survival mode. The 260 employees that they had were actually employees that had the ability and the capability to purchase the same products that the automobile manufacturers are building to sell. What we're seeing with the manufacturing decline in this country, and when the automobile manufacturers and other major manufacturers are exporting jobs out of the country, then what in fact they are doing is they are destroying the market that they had helped create at one time.
Time is expired.